live from the KeyBank rink at Lecom Market Center in downtown Buffalo as the small school quarterfinals begin in the 11th season. Team Falcons taking out the number 1 seed alongside Sean Duke. From the Harbor Center tonight, Team Falcons pull off the upset in the opening weekend of the Section 6 playoffs.
Now let's meet tonight's starting lineup. First for the Frontier Falcons. At defense, number 9, Nick Calhoun. This
Harbor Center. First of 2 games tonight on Western New York Athletics. First, it's the Falcons and the Vikings. After this, it will be Niagara Wheatfield taking on Hamburg. We invite you to stick around for that game as well. Grand Island putting pressure on early with a point shot that is blocked in the lane. Skidding it out to center here, you see the big man standing at 6'1", Max Conklin, one of 3 captains on this team for the Frontier Falcons. He gets the first shot of the game, and an easy save there as Evan Smith turns it aside.
Conklin's a big boy playing in the middle of that top line as well. He is a force to be reckoned with. He's got the combination of size and skill. He's going to look to bully his way down to the low areas by the paint, and then use his soft hands to create scoring chances to set up his teammates. Interesting to see how Grand Island is going to try to counter him.
Frontier changes their lineup with the offensive draw along with the Vikings. Falcons take possession in their own end. Stolen away. A shot right on is steered to the side off the stick of Eddie Kwarzak. Kwarzak snuck behind the defender, poked it away, and just sent it a bit to the left of the cage. And he's taken down in open ice there. No penalty called. It's set into the Frontier end for an icing.
All right, so we got some speed to start the game, a little physicality. Eddie Kwarzak, not a player you want to lose track of. Gets in behind the defenseman. Really, really good use of the stick by Kyle Kuzmarski, getting a poke check on there as Kwarzak was looking to go for that top blocker corner. So first test of the game, looks like Kuzmarski is picking up right where he left off against Iroquois Alden.
Jake Spanich unable to beat off Zach Prisbel on the draw as Prisbel wins it in his own end. Falcons take possession, however, in the slot. Turning with a shot of the Falcons. That one steered to the side. It's still loose left of the cage. Goaltender's lost his lid. Evan Smith, without a helmet, will cause the whistle. 15:40 to go in the opening frame. Still looking for our first goal. Plenty of chances so far, just 2 minutes into play.
Absolutely, and if there was any thought that Frontier might be intimidated by the #1 seed, that should have been put to bed early by the upset of Iroquois Alden. But if there was any doubt, scratch that right now. Frontier, from the opening face-off, has just been in attack mode. This is a team that clearly knows they have nothing to lose right now, so they're just going to leave it all on the ice. At least that's the way it looks to start this game.
Out to center it goes. The Falcons retreat in their own end, and you see Nick Falcone shooting it off the back wall. And we've got our first penalty here potentially. Could be an offside. Yeah,
Tucker Shane got held pretty good at center ice right there. I was waiting for the call to come, but it looks like we've only got, we have 2 linesmen for this game, so it's going to be a lot of open ice, a lot to keep track of, a lot of ticky-tack stuff. Basically, the way I'm going to word this is the players are going to be allowed to decide this game tonight. The refs should not have much of a factor, just based on numbers alone.
Top line back on the ice. Here's Aiden Chekowitz in over the line, putting a move to the middle. Good defensive body there from Connor Morrow as he steers it away out of danger.
Aiden Chekowitz brought the legs tonight. Man, he hit that line with speed. Great defense, though, to keep him off the puck.
Vikings in their own end will start the breakout through the neutral zone with Liam Snyder, who skates through the middle. Nice poke check there from Harrison Fuller, who steers it to the corner. Fuller hacks along the wall with it and will finally find Chekowitz, who springs a pass out to center for Alex Popik. Popik will fire it in and head for a change. Vikings looking to start the breakout. Jake Losey will send it in along the near boards. It's knocked down by the Falcon defenseman. They'll fire it out just beyond the blue line. Turning and trying to keep it in is Loa Lamancha. And Lamancha will stay at the blue line after sending it in. Frontier looking to break out again. Neither team able to break free yet. Still the early goings of this first period. Both teams feeling each other out in a playoff game. Win or go home. If you lose, your season is over. Those are the stakes in the quarterfinals here for the small school sectional playoffs as it's inside the Frontier territory. Kyle Kuzmarski lays it there around the boards.
Just both teams really, really trying to guard against that stretch pass. The Grand Island's got 5 guys in on the forecheck right now. Frontier's having a real difficult time getting out of the zone right now. This is exactly what Grand Island wants to do. Get up on top of these Frontier defensemen and grind them down to create zone time.
Matt Kennedy getting bodied along the wall as it was John Mankowski who's out there for Grand Island, putting the pressure on the forecheck. Frontier will now be able to skate it across the blue line with their defenseman Harrison Fuller, who takes it across the opposite blue line as well. However, an offside as it was Tyler Zent to his right that stepped beyond the blue line before the puck had crossed.
Yeah, there's really, really great defense at the blue line once again by Grand Island. They are playing very stout, very disciplined in their own end to start this game. There was a lot of speed leading that rush, but the defenseman stepped in there, planted himself, forced the defenseman to go around him, and he just, unfortunately, with the speed he had, drew his own man off sides. Really, really good blue line defense to create a wall there to stop any sort of transition or speed.
Frontier trying to get it through the neutral zone. Good poke check there from Joe Geyer to knock it away, and his defenseman will take possession in their own end. Falling and losing the puck there is Tucker Shane. Shane has to retreat to the left boards after turning it over. Here are the Falcons in their own end. Playing it along the wall is Jimmy Trzaka. Zaka goes in after it, puts a body on Sully Corte. Vikings come away with it. And around the boards they go out to center.
Teams are having a real hard time with that puck right now. I don't know if it's nerves or if there's something going on the ice, but the puck seems to be sticking to the ice a little bit. The hard passes aren't connecting right now, and when they go to throw the saucer pass, they can't get it to lay flat.
Connor Morrow springs a chance, stolen away. Conklin in the slot takes a shot. That one steered away. Rebound is still loose. After it was through the legs of Evan Smith, he has to set for another shot from the circle. Conklin lets it rip from the far side. That one handled as well. Conklin still on the puck in the offensive zone. It stays on the blue line now. Out into Falcon territory it goes.
Great shift there by the Falcons. 3 grade A scoring chances. Evan Smith tall to the task each and every time, but this is what you need if you are Frontier. They have the shot edge big time right now, 3-0. They're forcing Evan Smith to make saves. He's got the high save percentage, sort of beat a goaltender that's hot the way he is. You got to play the numbers and shoot from everywhere. Look no further, 99 Dallas Stars. Shoot from everywhere, shoot often. The numbers say you'll get one eventually.
Can't talk about the 99 Stars when we're looking at a Sabres logo at center ice. That's disrespect.
Well, it's a nod to how good Hasek was, is what it is,
There you
Jack.
go. There you go. Conklin in the boards.
Goal didn't count. Goal still shouldn't have counted.
That's how you win the fans back. Conklin behind his own goal line, banks it off the wall to his defensive partner in Matthew Kennedy, who springs it up along the half wall. Not out, however. Forecheck being put on neatly by the Vikings. Now out to center and into the Grand Island end it goes. Peyton Abbott, I beg your pardon. Getting it out to center, missing his teammate in Joe Geyer at the near boards. That one goes the length of the ice. Back-to-back icings we have. Frontier will set up in the offensive end now.
Yeah, and we mentioned this a lot especially last week. You know, the icing doesn't kill you as much as it does when you move up a little bit because the teams are able to change, but Grand Island's going to keep the same troops out there. I don't expect this almost fighting the puck stage they seem to be dealing with to, continue much longer, but the problem is Frontier has been capitalizing on that so far in terms of scoring chances. The one thing you don't want to do when you're a heavy favorite is give the underdog life, and Grand Island is doing that right now with Frontier. Frontier's getting chance after chance after chance.
Into the slot, here's Mankowski turning with a shot that goes just wide to the right of the cage. Back to the point, setting up are the Vikings. That one blocked in the lane by a Viking themselves. Long stretch pass ahead, behind the defense, the shot, they score! Tyler Zed, the stretch pass found him in stride. He makes no mistake. High glove side, 1-0 Falcons.
Great job by the Frontier Falcons. Walks in alone, kind of stutter steps, head fakes, and then rips a shot over the glove of Evan Smith. And Frontier gets that all-important first goal to start the game, and they are buzzing right now. The bench is on their feet.
Both benches standing, looking on as that settling the puck phase seems to have come to a close, or at least for the Vikings standpoint, they'd like it to be over as they have it in the offensive end. Turning in the lane here is Zach Prisbol trying to get his shot off. That one steered to the side. The defenseman Nick Falcone takes it behind his own net and skates out to the right side. Pass beyond the blue line will find a man in stride. Now on the left side is Jake Losey. He'll take a shot into the glove of Smith. He couldn't hang on to it, but now he puts a paw down and gets the whistle.
And Frontier just going right back to the well with transition. If it's not broken, don't fix it, Jack. And right there again, 2-line stretch pass, a play that was illegal 15 years ago. Teams using that to make it fun, and once again, Frontier using speed and using the whole ice to create offense for them. It's worked so far. Oh, there's the physical play, though, right there. That's how you get it back if you're Grand Island.
Sean Kazmarski getting hit to the ice in the neutral zone as it was the forward Liam Snyder who gave it his all. Vikings in the offensive end looking to put that forecheck on again, but they don't have possession. Falcons are able to clear. Icing waved off the stick of a Viking. Putting the forecheck on now for Frontier is the freshman Matthew Bridges getting a shift in the first period.
Frontier's doing a great job. Grand Island's trying to match transition right now, and Frontier's sending 3 forwards in on the forecheck, and they're just wreaking havoc on Grand Island's breakout right now.
Trezaka sends it down low, trying to get the pass in front are the Falcons. Maybe a stick between the legs of Jake Spanish. However, he gets taken down to the boards. No penalty called. We play on. Out to center, it's floated just beyond the stick of Cole Bartolotta. Bartolotta has to regroup and head to the bench. Here's Snyder on his backhand, taking his shot, getting down now. Some fisticuffs after the play. Kyle Kazmarski gave a stick to the chest of Liam Snyder as he was on the ice. No penalties so far. Kazmarski getting a talking to.
That would not be, if Kazmarski just got himself tossed, that's not good. I think they're gonna let it go this time, but now what's gonna happen is they're gonna watch him like a hawk. That felt a lot like Christian Leitner in '92 with the stomp on Aminu Timberlake right there. Just stands over him and just drops the butt end of his stick on his chest.
Kazmarski definitely got whacked by the Grand Island player Snyder, who was falling to the ice trying to go for that loose rebound. Kazmarski wanted none of it. His defenseman had already taken out the forward of the Vikings. Kazmarski wanted some blood himself. Back to the point as we play on. No penalties called. Under 9 to play in the opening period as that shot's around the boards to the right. Down behind the cage. Pass out in front. Pops up in the air. Grabbing it for a second was Kazmarski. A quick whistle forces a face-off.
That was a very quick whistle right there. I mean, Grand Island, they got some palms up right now. They're like, what do we have to do right now, man? First our guy gets butt-ended, now we get a quick whistle. But again, like we mentioned earlier, there's 2 officials in this game. They're not going to see everything, so it's going to be real interesting to see how that plays out.
Already through the first period, plenty of chances for penalties that I'm sure other officiating crews would have sent players to the box on. However, our crew tonight not having any of it. Into the slot it goes with a backhand pass off the stick of Alex Popik. That was looking for Conklin in the slot. Was just too far behind him. Grand Island will try to break out along the left side and will do so. Eddie Kwarzak trying to cut inside, had his stick lifted by Conklin, who's got it in transition. Max Conklin through the center of the ice, takes it to the right half wall, slows up, trying to get a wrist shot off. He was stopped. There's another shot right on save made by Smith. Rebound steered away by the Vikings defense. Not out, however, held in by Kazmarski. Down below the goal line, it's stolen away by the Vikings, and Ryan Smith, who will take it at the right face-off dot and float it out to center into bodies where Sean Kazmarski of the Falcons slows it down. Pass from Losey finds Chekowitz on the right wing. He takes it into the corner, gets rubbed out there by the Vikings, and a bit of extra shoving from the Falcons and the Vikings alike. Sent down the ice by Grand Island. That'll be an icing. Boy, these officials would think have to get a hold of the game so far. No penalties so far. Players definitely taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't see a whole lot there other than just the teams knowing, like you said, they're going to let us walk a pretty thick line here, so we're going to use every inch of it, and that's what's happening right now. Shorthanded officiating crews, it's what you deal with. Just got to hope the players take the onus to not let it get out of hand and continue to play hockey and not turn it into a brawl fest.
Student sections quite packed so far in the first period. Maybe a few more stragglers coming in the later stages of this one, but plenty of support from Grand Island and Frontier alike in front of us. There's a shot from the slot that's just wide off the stick of Bartolotta. Off the end wall, the active boards, plays it right back out for Kazmarski, who hangs on. 7:11 to go in the first period. It's 1-0 Frontier, thanks to a goal from Tyler Zent that came just 6 minutes into play.
Yep, and so far so good for Frontier. They're doing exactly what they want to do, both offensively and defensively. All right, now they're doing exactly what they want to do, offensively and defensively. They're owning the puck possession battle for the most part. They're having all their success in transition as well. So interesting to see what Grand Island does to adjust. Right now they're doing great work on the forecheck, but they're not able to get any possession out of it.
Stolen in the neutral zone by Jake Losey, who takes it into the offensive end. Back out it's thrown. Falcons will send it back in as it pinballs back and forth for the Vikings out to center. Pass onto the tape of Liam Snyder. On the right wing, Snyder tried to cut inside for a shot. Instead, will tap it back to the point. Walking in off the bench are the Vikings defense. Ryan Smith now at the half wall. He gets bumped there by Losey. Coming away with it will be Smazniak. I beg your pardon, Jake Spanich, who got it out to center. Long shot from the red line was set in by Nick Falcone as he turns and goes into the offensive end. Another shot from distance is steered away by Smith. Around the boards, the Vikings play it. On the left wall, the sophomore Dominic Leone comes back.
Yep.
Firing it out to center are the Vikings. This, if it goes long enough, could be icing. Nope, the puck's going to slow up and stay beyond the red line. Not able to take it to the Falcons. In the slot, the shot goes just wide off the stick of a Viking standing all alone. Out to center the other way. Falcone springs the transition over the blue line. Shot from distance is blockered down. Vikings will take over again, sending it out to center. Now this one should come back on an icing, and it will.
Yeah, I don't know if he had to do that either. That might have been just a, we need to catch our breath kind of play, because like we mentioned earlier, you can still change on icing in high school. So when in doubt, shoot it out, and that's exactly what happened right there. Frontier, led by Nick Falcone. We mentioned him in pregame. He likes to control the pace of the game from the back end and on offense, and right there he led the rush and sprung the pass that almost led to another transition opportunity.
It looked to be Patrick Johnston on the most recent opportunity for Grand Island, just shooting it wide to the right, their best chance of the game. 6-2 are the shots so far in favor of Frontier, and they've got it in the offensive end at the blue line. It's held in by the Falcons. Now, still not out. Conklin does a nice job to get the stick on it at the blue line. Backhand still not out, held in by Popik. Now out and into the Grand Island bench. Well, the only way they could get it out of their own end is fired at their teammates on the sideline.
Hey, maybe that'll wake them up a little bit. They have, they need something right now to get going. I mean, it's only 1-0 right now. Frontier has possessed the puck more than they've threatened since that shooting barrage they had right before the goal. But the problem is when you're losing in the team that's the underdog, which Frontier has to be right now. I don't think I'm being too out of line by saying that. The more zone time they get, the more chances they get, the more confident they get. And if you're a favorite, you don't want this team to be able to get confidence before you can start to, work your offense. And I feel like that's what's happening early in this first period.
This is the first time that the Grand Island Vikings have trailed this playoffs. They shut out North Tonawanda 8-0 in the first game this weekend.
Yeah.
Getting tested here a bit early, down 1-0.
There was a big hit right there, too, a reverse hit. It was a really, really good job there by, that would be number 8, Liam Snyder. Loses the puck, but then finishes his man off. Got the bench up and pumping the board, so maybe that'll be the wake-up call Frontier needs.
Nick Falcone will wake up his defensive partner, putting it through the legs of Harrison Fuller. He'll have to retreat. Fire it off the wall, up for Tyler Zent. He sends one to the neutral zone, picked off with a stick in the lane of the Vikings. Bodies collide, springing free. Jake Losey with a wrister. That one blocked by Ryan Smith. Smith will backhand it around the boards to the near side. Frontier will try to poke check it in, and they'll do so successfully.
Ooh.
Zent, a nice move onto the backhand. Couldn't get it around another defender. In the slot, Losey's shot goes just wide to the left. Zent plays it back to the defense. Fuller walks the line, and that one came out. They'll have to retreat on the delayed offside, sending it back down the ice, however. You rarely see that. Grand Island, after drawing a delayed offsides, fire it back down the ice for an icing. They'll set up in the defensive end again, and both teams making some changes.
Yeah, Fuller got bailed out right there, too. A little too much stick handling at the blue line, pulled himself off sides. But as he realized he was off sides when he went to retreat, the Grand Island forward just yucked it down the ice, and Frontier gets another offensive zone faceoff. Ooh, the little Giroux pull through there on the faceoff.
Trzaka, Spanich, and Popik now the line for Frontier as they look to put the forecheck on into the corners. It's Trzaka down there battling along the wards. He gets bumped down. Grand Island will come away with it momentarily, and now springing it to the far side. Trzaka, who bounced back up onto his feet, is there again. Plenty of physicality in this opening period. Still looking for our first penalty. Grand Island looking for their first goal. Jamie and right on a shot from distance goes wide to the left. Into the neutral zone it goes. Sticks collide just at the blue line. Ryan Smith will send it into the offensive end and give a shove to the Falcon, guarding him. Through the neutral zone, the puck is sent all the way down the ice off the wall a few times for another icing. 2:57 to go in the first period. Folks, we invite you to stick around for our intermission report. Francis Beck of Western New York Athletics will give you a recap of the weekend. Francis, you're on the mic right now. What can folks look forward to in our Western New York Immediate Care intermission report?
Well, we'll be talking. Oh, there you go. Not to scare you, Jack. We'll be talking about the other games happening tonight, as well as what's coming up the rest of this week. 2 more days of playoff hockey, and then Super Monday next week. So I'll get into that.
Chekowicz nearly had the second goal of the game for Frontier, as the speed for the Falcons has been a difference maker so far in the first one. 7-2 are the shots now in favor of Frontier. Out to center, the Vikings look to translate in offensive terms. On the left boards, taking it around behind the net are the Vikings. Pass out in front. Backhanders stopped right there by Kyle Kazmarski. Got the pad even with the ice and the glove down to cover with 2:23 to go.
You know what, guys? I got to make this game break real quick. I got an update from the Northtown Center. They are a bit delayed over there. It looks like a Kenmore West player got hurt, and apparently he's coming off the ice in a stretcher, and they're going to put him on an ambulance. So that game is in a bit of delay right now.
Can only hope for the best with a situation like that, as one thing you never want to see is players get hurt in any capacity. Just hope for a quick recovery for the Ken West player that seems to have gotten injured.
Smazniak had a chance from the slot. They score! No, they wave it off. The net had come off its moorings, negating the goal. The fans don't realize it yet. Neither do the teams. They'll celebrate.
The refs are talking about it.
It was thrown in from the blue line off the draw. The net had come off. We saw this at the Northtown Center, and now the Frontier fans are aware that the face-off will be inside the Frontier end.
I have to say, though, that net was off its bearings for a little while before they made a whistle. I don't blame Grand Island for being a little teed off on that.
No, that whistle should have gone about 10 seconds ago. Yeah, I mean, at that point they're still playing. I don't know.
You can't be happy if you're Brian Dellinger, as he receives a mouthful from the officials and returns it in favor to our refs tonight. Bob Simpson, he'll keep his mouth shut. He's happy with the no-go call on the ice.
Yep, as he should be, because that's the momentum Grand Island was looking for. Grand Island, I will say, they've been on the wrong end of some eyebrow-raising calls or non-calls so far, so really, really interesting to see how Grand Island reacts. Like, they played well since getting scored on. They literally can't catch a break right now.
Joe Geyer on the right boards. It's poked back to the point. Now down behind the cage. It's sent by the Vikings. Springing away, Kwarchek on the far side. Kwarchek sits in the slot, I beg your pardon. Liam Snyder turns and sends it on goal, held by Kazmarski.
Yeah, but Grand Island's looking to kind of turn the tides a little bit in terms of zone time, because it's been all Frontier for most of this period, especially with no penalties being called. It's been 5-on-5 the whole time. Frontier finally gets out of their own end, but Grand Island's starting to up the pressure a little bit. Really, I mean, goals at the end of periods are just soul crushers for the teams that allow them. Grand Island would really be well suited to push for one, obviously, get a good chunk of that momentum back.
Liam Snyder in the neutral zone, backhands it into the Frontier end. Glove down by the defenseman for the Falcons. Stepping up is Ryan Smith, putting a body on a Falcon in front of his own bench. He still goes down to the ice as Smazniak took the brunt of that one. Poked away in the neutral zone. Jake Losey takes it into the offensive end. On the left boards, on the backhand, Losey gets driven into the wall. Coming in to help out is Tyler Zent behind the cage. Now Losey comes away with it on his backhand on the far corner. Back to the point it goes. Kazmarski sends one in front. That one got blocked. Now out to center. It's set again. Coming away with it is Bartolotta with his shot. That one high and wide. Around to the near boards. Keeping it in is Kwarczak. He puts a stick on it in the corner. Now Losey will take it out to center. A rolling puck for Losey. He'll have to knock it down, but he won't be able to as the defense of Peyton Abbott steals it away. Out to center. It's sent past the blue line. Now to the near wall. It's banked by Trzaka. Frontier will regroup defensively with 27 seconds to go in the opening period. Tremi Trzaka on the half wall. Pressure from Snyder almost forces the steal.
Uh-oh.
Big hit in open ice, an opportunity in front of the net. The shot goes just wide over the cage. Rebound, wraparound chance. The net comes off its moorings again. Oh, the Grand Island fans not too happy with the net on the right end, but props to them. They'll have that net in next 12 seconds as they'll change sides for the second period.
Yeah, that net just does not want to stay on those pegs for them. And what a save by Kyle Kuzmarski right there. That was a beautiful play off a turnover, a rare one by Nick Falcone. A little two-man game is played down low. Great save with the blocker side shoulder to keep it 1-0. Like we said, those late goals are soul crushers. That would have hurt. Wait.
In the offensive end, Grand Island with 2 seconds and 1. That will end the first period of play, much to the delight of the Frontier Falcons, walking into tonight as the 11th seed, taking on the number 1 Grand Island Vikings. The Falcons on top 1-0 after 1 period of play. We'll take a break and rejoin you on the other side of this intermission with Francis Beck and the recap of Western New York High School hockey in the Fed from this past weekend and more from action tonight across Western New York. We thank you for joining us for today's game. You're watching high school boys hockey on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home. Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, this is Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF. And...
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Even the most prepared moms experience the unexpected. When you do, we're here for you.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home. Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
So you do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, this is Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF and...
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
When you're ready to buy a home, start your search at howardhanna.com. You'll be the first to see new listings, find similar properties, and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Minutes of hockey. We thank you for taking time out of your Tuesday evening to join us here on Western New York Athletics. Sean McHugh, Jack Cruiser bringing you the action from the Harbor Center. And Sean, what were your thoughts on that first period that saw Frontier go on top?
Everything that could have gone right for Frontier did, even some things that maybe shouldn't have. Frontier, they played a really good defensive system. They are keenly aware you will not neutralize this Grand Island offense. You just have to contain it. They did a great job of that in the first period. They were hitting on the transition game. It is what led to the goal by Tyler Zent. Got in behind the defenseman. Perfect pass. Gets in. Nice goal. And like we said, the way Frontier is going to pull this upset and what has to happen beyond any doubt is that goaltender Kyle Kuzmarski has to play out of his mind just like he did against Iroquois Alden. Made 2 big saves. Had a moment, no worse for wear because of it, and then made a huge save late to keep it 0-0. Now, some might argue Grand Island should have a goal. I will keep my opinion to myself on that, but Grand Island the whistle was not kind to Grand Island in that first period, and that is not to say that's the only reason they're down 1-0. Frontier played a great period. They do deserve to be in the lead, but they're going to have to play as good, probably better, as well, probably better, if they're going to keep this up, because we know this Grand Island offense, they can hit you hard, they can hit you fast, they will hit you often, and before you know it, a lead turns into a deficit, turns into a blowout, turns into game over.
Frontier going left to right in the second period. Grand Island right to left. Frontier in the road blues as the 11th seed. Black bottoms, black socks with the blue trim on the black numbers. Grand Island, a clean uniform, white jerseys, white socks, the blue pants, the blue stripe across the middle of the jersey.
Grand Island definitely has the classic look of the uniform going for him for sure.
Liam Snyder on his backhand sends one softly towards the cage where Kazmarski steers that aside. Thrown in front, goes to the near boards as Frontier has to play a bit of defense in the early goings of the second period. The Vikings check back up on side as Cole Bartolotta puts the pressure on the near wall. Out to center, Ryan Smith tries to step up. Conklin's got it in stride. Conklin cuts to the middle, goes around the defender. He's taken down, and we're going to get our first penalty of the game as Conklin went right into the boards at the official, but he will draw the first penalty, so that will send the Frontier Falcons onto our Howard Hanna power play.
Yep, and that is Peyton Abbott, the brother of Niagara University CHF, great defenseman PJ Abbott, taking a penalty to slow down the strong, powerful rush of Max Conklin. That's a guy to watch right now. Like I said, size and skill, there it was on display right there. Abbott had no choice but to haul him down, or else he's in alone on his goaltender.
Frontier 14 power play goals on the season. Conklin, McCarthy, Chekowitz, and Zent each with 3. Stolen away. Here comes Grand Island with a shorthanded opportunity. That one steered away by Kazmarski with the glove. Bodies collide on the fresh ice with Conklin below the goal line as he battled with Idris Valletta. Now here come the Falcons, setting up on the offensive power play. Zent sends it back to the point. Nick Falcone. Cross crease pass just off the stick of Chekowitz at the near faceoff dot. Back to the point, Falcone again to the half wall. Zent still with it, gives it across to Conklin. At the near side, his shot was fanned on. It went through the defender's legs, and now clearing it out to center is Idris Valletta.
That's unfortunate right there because Chekowitz, that was one-timer, was Johnny on the spot for him with an open net, and unfortunately he just couldn't get his twig on it. And unfortunately, he missed an opportunity to make it 2-0 right there. A little trouble for Frontier getting out of their own end here.
Forecheck being put on now by Dominic Leone. Falcons will look to break that out with Chekowitz through the neutral ice. Chekowitz will take it himself across the blue line and leave it for Fuller. Fuller sends it right back down low. Chekowitz thought about turning back. Instead, he goes behind the cage and lets his teammates step up to make the play. Grand Island, however, will backhand at the length of the ice, killing off more time. Just 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Abbott.
Look at this kid go.
Speed through the neutral zone for the Falcons. A shot right on and save for Evan Smith. He'll hang on. 22 seconds remain on the power play.
Yeah, Nick Falcone again using that speed and that great skating ability he has on those edges to just push it from his own end through the neutral zone right into a great scoring opportunity. Great save there by Evan Smith to keep it 1-0.
On the half wall, it's sent behind the goal by Brady Soucy. Now back to the point it goes for Kennedy. Kennedy steps around a defender in the slot. Kennedy on his backhand again. Good poke check there. Matthew Connor laid down and got his stick in the lane. 3 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Grand Island will try for one last shorthanded opportunity. That rings around the boards. Fresh out of the box is Abbott. He'll try to trap it along the wall. He's not able to do so. Into the offensive end are the Falcons here as they try to steer it with Matthew Bridges behind the cage. It comes back to the point. Bridges will deflect that one in the slot. Hacking at it away to the corner. Grand Island trying to clear. Bridges at the blue line holds it in.
It's a great keep there by Bridges.
Losi steps up, puts a move on the defender. He'll have to go after it at the half wall. Losi then loses possession as Grand Island's Sully Corte will skate it out. He's all by himself, 1-on-3. Tries to go through the defense, won't be able to do so. However, it's poked right back to his defense. Steering it across ice are the Vikings, and out to center, the Falcons send it off the stick of Brady Soucy. He'll go for a change off the icing.
And so far, so good for Frontier. I mean, great job killing the penalty by Grand Island, but Frontier was in the zone the entire time. Grand Island hasn't even attempted a shot yet in this period. We're about 4 minutes in. Frontier, again, continuing the relentless pressure and work down low, and they're doing a great job of keeping pucks in at the blue line when it gets close. Grand Island not able to even get out of their zone to start any zone time.
Grand Island looking to put the pressure on in the offensive end. They'll swing it around the boards. Frontier trying to end that in the slot. Here's an opportunity for Valletta. The save made rebound. They score! Idris Valletta took the shot from the slot. Save was made by Kazmarski. Johnny on the spot was Eddie Kwarzak, who knocks it home. We're tied at 1.
Great offense there by Grand Island. Well, it starts down low. Pass to the front of the net, finds its way to the point. Idris Valletta lets a low shot go. Great save there by Kuzmarski initially, but then right on the spot, Kwarzak just picks up the loose puck and bangs it in to the open net, and we have a tie game.
Back to the point. Grand Island looking to put more pressure on. They weren't able to get the opportunity on net there. Out to center it goes as Frontier is able to clear. Bodies collide in the neutral ice. No penalty called. Just one penalty so far today as officials put the whistles away in the playoffs. Into the offensive end, Alex Popik takes it. He put the body on a Viking on the wards. Popik has to turn, held in by the Vikings, by the Falcons defense. Sending it high beyond the cage. It will bounce off the back wall. Kuzmarski has no problem covering that one up for a face-off. 12:15 to go in the second period. We're tied at 1.
Yep, in Grand Island, there is some pep in their step now. They're moving better. The physicality's ratcheted up just a touch. Grand Island definitely needed that goal to get some momentum back, and they've got it.
Thomas Dworak on the face-off was able to push it forward for the Vikings. He hacks at it along the half wall, and Frontier will look to break out again. Banking it off the wall, not out, held in by Snyder, turning with a wrister. Save made, rebound to the side of the cage. It's sent to the far side. Big body as Losi chipped it out before taking the brunt of a hit from a Viking in his own end. Now Falcone starts the breakout with a pass along the half wall, picked off in the lane by Connor Morrow. Morrow takes it himself. Shot from the hash marks is well in front of the cage. Bounces off the wall and out of the zone before Corte sent it back in, allowing Frontier a chance to break out along the half wall. Harrison Fuller gets bodied before sending it into the offensive end. Corte takes it for the Vikings. Corte, between two defenders, banks it off the wall, looked to do it to himself. He'll continue in stride. Falcone takes it away for the Falcons. In neutral zone, Eddie Kwarzak, our most recent goal scorer, tries to steal it away in the offensive end. He'll have to check back up on side. Grand Island will take possession with their defenseman Sully Corte. Laying it to his partner Connor Morrow. Morrow stolen away. Shot from Zed is right on into the chest of Evan Smith that he hangs on for a whistle.
Oh, rough turnover there by Grand Island. Zen, the goal scorer for the Falcons, picks up the puck right at the blue line, walks in. Evan Smith gets big on top of his blue paint right there on top of the crease and gets that shoulder and flexes it just enough to pluck it out of the air. And good on him being out so high, there was no rebound, so no danger other than the quick chance off the turnover.
Defensive face-off won by Grand Island. They take it in the offensive end to our left as Prisbull sends it around the boards where Joe Greer goes after it. I beg your pardon, Joe Geyer, rather. Back at the blue line, it's poked in right back on goal, and they've got a delayed offside. That is the call. Now the Vikings check back up as Kuzmarski held onto it for a moment. Out to center, it's hacked at into the offensive end for the Falcons by Matthew Bridges. He'll have to go back defensively, but he'll head to the bench on a change after an icing is sent by the Vikings.
Frontier looking to get some of that momentum back that was taken away by the Grand Island goal. Plucking off a pass from a turnover is one way to do that. Right now, Jack, I want to take a minute. We got some news regarding Kenmore West. On top of the unfortunate news we received earlier in the game, Captain Damian Ish, a player I've had the pleasure of covering a couple times this year, very hard-nosed, gritty hockey player, nice kid. Unfortunately, we in the hockey community in Western New York did just find out that Damian Ish has been diagnosed with cancer. We in the Western New York hockey community want to do our part as nobody, and I repeat, nobody fights this battle alone, and I don't care how tough you are, whether you're as tough as Damian Ish or whoever you are. Although we're competitors on the ice, when it's all said and done, we're one together, and Damian will not be alone in this battle. You can find on Twitter, Kenmore West has tweeted the GoFundMe link. It is doing a really great job.
It's in the comments sections of both our Facebook and Twitter pages as well.
Thank you as well. Thank you for that, Francis. Yep, so Western New York Athletics has gotten on that also. If you can take a moment, head over to that GoFundMe page. Any amount, no matter the size, will help a great cause and will help a great kid and a great hockey player in a very tough battle for him.
We do invite you to click the link and check out the story, beautifully written by Kristen on the GoFundMe page. And we encourage you to donate We bring you back to action in this game. Frontier in the offensive end. Stealing it away are the Vikings. Skating it out to center, Ryan Smith across the blue line. Sends it to the front of the net. Kicked away by Kuzmarski as it glid just past the outstretched stick of Eddie Kwarzak. Retreating defensively are the Frontier Falcons. Sending it out to center. Stolen away. At the blue line, getting bumped off the puck was John Mankowski. He'll have to retreat and go to the bench. Forecheck being put on by Joe Geyer. Around the boards, back to the blue line. Peyton Abbott sends it around behind the net. Trying to send it out in front of the Vikings, and they're able to do so. However, it's a Falcon in the way in Alex Popek. Now Chekowitz through the neutral zone is taken down. No penalty. Frontier fans wanted a call. They won't get it. Back the other way, a 3-on-2 for the Vikings. On the left circle, Sully Corte, the defenseman, up from his position. Sends it down low. Back behind the cage it goes. Joe Geyer, 1-on-2 along the boards. Frontier's going to fire this the length of the ice. That's coming back on an icing with 8:24 to go in the second period of play. One other game going on right now in Section 6 playoff hockey. Starpoint and Kenmore West are currently tied at 1. That game just wrapping up the first period in a couple moments. If you want to pop open another tab on your computer, phone, laptop, go ahead, check over that broadcast also on Western New York Athletics from the Northtown Center in Amherst. At the near wall, the Frontier Falcons look to start the breakout. They won't be able to do so tape to tape, as that will be another icing.
Yeah, a little miscommunication right there between D-man and forward. I think the D-man expected him to streak, while the forward was expecting to pass in the neutral zone for a touch-up. A little bit of a miscommunication right there, so it's going to be an offensive zone face-off for the Grand Island Vikings.
Thomas Dworek will be on the draw for Grand Island. He wins it back for Snyder. Back at the point, this shot goes just wide of the net. Rebound off the back wall to the near side. Kicked to the blue line, but not out. Now finally the Falcons get it out with Losi. He gets bodied in the neutral zone, as it was John Mankowski who came over to lay the boom.
He sure did. Clean as a whistle, too. Shoulder to logo, just how you draw it up.
Grand Island sends it the length of the ice. That one's coming back, and if you're number 19 in blue, you want to take a breather on the sideline.
Yep, you definitely do. That was a big hit. He caught all of Mankowski on that hit right there. Never saw him coming until the last second.
Jake Spanich on the offensive draw for the Falcons wins it to the side. Kicking it around the boards were the Falcons momentarily. Vikings able to get it out to center. They'll play pinball in the neutral zone. Frontier will come away with it with Matthew Kennedy to his defensive partner in Kuzmarski. Nice stick work from Jimmy Trezarka, and we've got a penalty coming up here. That'll go against the Grand Island Vikings. So another power play opportunity for Frontier. They didn't have too many chances on our previous Howard Hanna power play. Maybe one or two on the offensive draw, but Grand Island, a stout defensive team, able to clear the puck a few too many times for Frontier to take advantage.
Yeah, Grand Island did a great job on the penalty kill earlier. I expect Frontier to play it a little differently. They're going to send the same 5 out on their top unit with the big man Conklin manning the point. Grand Island wins another faceoff, though, and sends it the length of the ice to start.
It goes right on goal to Kyle Kuzmarski, who lays it for Conklin, and the center captain will lay it to the far side. Into the neutral zone, pass across, ice is deflected. Zent is there to hang on to it. Now it's dropped in the offensive end. Falcons had to touch up onside. That'll give Grand Island another chance to clear the puck. Knocking it down was Idrius Folletta, and he'll go after it in the offensive end, putting pressure on Conklin. Conklin not bothered by the 6'1" Folletta, being 6'2" himself. Conklin on his backhand, cuts in front, save made through the legs! Evan Smith able to close the wickets and hang on for the whistle.
That was a beauty of a save, and that wow. Conklin did everything right there. Takes the puck from behind his own net, shrugs off Folletta, skates into the neutral zone untouched, had the D backing off because I'm certainly not skating at that if it's coming at me full speed. Gets in, beautiful power move, forward right on the doorstep, and Evan Smith just gets over and slams his feet shut and keeps that puck off the goal line.
Alex Popek behind the cage will tap it to the near side. Hustling back after it are the Falcons and Chekowitz. He won't get there in time. A minute to go on the penalty to Bartolotta.
Definitely a better power play for, never mind.
Stolen away, Eddie Kwarczak turning with it, sends it to the sod, and that goes off the stick of the goalkeeper Kazmarski and out of play. That's the announcer's curse, Sean. As soon as you start to compliment the power play, a turnover in the defensive end leads to an opportunity on the shorthanded unit, where Grand Island has just one shorthanded goal on the season. They nearly have had 2 tonight.
Yep, and I'm certainly not going to make any compliments or any proclamations now, because I do not want to have anything to do with the score in this game. But now that we're breaking out, again, great job killing the penalty so far by Grand Island since that scoring chance. But there's still about 35 seconds for Frontier to try to work something out here.
Behind the goal, Falcons looking to set something up here. Back to the point, Conklin takes a wrister. That one well wide to the left. Around the boards it goes for Nick Falcone. Sends one to the cage again. That one also wide. Conklin at the right point, receiving encouragement from the fans as we've got another penalty coming up to Grand Island. 13 seconds to go in the original power play. It's touched up by the Vikings. This will be a 5-on-3 with 5:35 to go in the second period. 11 seconds remain on the penalty to Bartolotta.
One way for a team that's heavily favored to get upset is to take penalties, and Grand Island has taken 3 so far, 2 in succession. Not going to be a long 5-on-3, but if Frontier can win this face-off, they're going to get some time to set up the shot they want. So the door is open for Frontier. Looks like Grand Island's going to have to rely on 3 penalty killers and their goaltender, their outstanding goaltender, nonetheless, Evan Smith, to keep this game tied.
But they'll be without your boy and sophomore Peyton Abbott, who takes the penalty. 2 minutes for high sticking. At the right circle, the slap shot, a bit of a knuckle puck off the stick of Nick Falcone, is tracked and caught by Evan Smith.
Yep, and Nick Falcone is not happy with the stick right there. You can tell he wanted to get a lot more on that. I don't know if it flexed on him or if it just wasn't in his stance. Either way, though, good job getting a shot, getting the goaltender moving. Now, here's the thing: if you're front, he's aware. Smart defenseman, but smart defenseman Falcone knew a man was coming out of the box and backed off to prevent the breakaway pass.
Falcone does beat Bartolotta out of the penalty box into his own end. Now 20 seconds gone by in the penalty to Abbott. Around the boards in the defensive end, Nick Falcone will try to start the breakout, circling at the near face-off dot, sending it across ice. Into the stick of Matthew Bridges, across the blue line. I beg your pardon, that being Harrison Fuller. He had it stolen off his stick. Down the ice it goes for Grand Island, killing off more time. Falcone, I'm sure, wishes he had that face-off, or that slap shot rather, back from the near circle. The best opportunity so far on this, what will be, if they don't score, a 4-minute power play.
Well, I mean, Alexander Ovechkin's become one of the greatest goal scorers of all time from that spot on that play. So when you get a chance, you definitely want to let her rip. Give Falcone that shot again, and he's going to bury it. But let's talk about this 3-on-1 real quick.
In transition, Mankowski to the net. He's hooked from behind. Will this be a shot or not?
Really
Looks to
not.
just be a penalty going to the Falcons. Harrison Fuller can't believe it's on him as he has a chat with Falcone, much to the chagrin of the Viking faithful. This will be the first penalty against Frontier all evening.
Well, it couldn't have come at a better time because, one, now Grand Island gets to send their speed out at 4-on-4. I do like Grand Island in this matchup. I'd like Grand Island over pretty much anybody in small school at 4-on-4 with open ice. But, you know, Frontier does have guys that they can counter with. They're going to send Falcone out eventually. Conklin's out there now. This should actually be fun. We get a little bit of pond hockey settings right now. Oh, he didn't know they were even strength.
Will fire at the length of the ice. That'll be an icing, as you mentioned. 4-on-4 action. Neither team able to ice the puck without the icing call. They'll set up and do it again. No harm, no foul. We'll do it one more time.
Yeah, again, like I said, Jamie and Wright, I don't think he realized that we're technically at not even strength, but it's 4-on-4. He wins it back, and he gets a chance to redeem himself. So it looks like no harm, no foul.
Conklin wins the draw, sends it around to the near side. Chekowitz will try to send it out. That one stolen in the lane, then Conklin takes it right back. Conklin puts a move on the forward as he skates through the neutral ice around Joe Geyer. Conklin to the far circle, into the corner now. The bodies collide against the wall. Conklin's going to come away with the puck as he skates it to his stick into the corner. Conklin now taken down, no penalty called. Shot from the blue line goes through the defender's legs on the far side as Peyton Abbott was set up. I beg your pardon.
Whoa!
John Mankowski was taken out.
He got the bar on that.
Good opportunity for Frontier on the power play as it's Peyton Abbott sprung out of the penalty box on a 3-on-2 rush. Abbott through two bodies. He'll get taken down. And will we have a penalty here? No, just a face-off for Kazmarski as he held onto it. Abbott doesn't like that there wasn't a call on the play, and you can't blame him. Seemed to be held onto a bit there.
I thought that was pretty good defense right there. Granted, the way this game's been officiated, I don't really know. The first period, anything goes. This period, they're calling everything. I mean, again, two refs, they're in a tough spot right now. I really don't want to get after them. You know, they got to cover a lot of ice. But, yeah, Abbott
takes a shot from the near circles, blocked in front, and it was loose as it squirted to the far corner. Back to the point it goes. Rister from the blue line is tipped right on. Kazmarski hangs on. 3:08 to go in the second period of play. It's a 46-second power play here for Grand Island as they set up with a face-off to the left of Kazmarski.
and Grand Island, yep, they're looking to get some possession right here because they've been working this power play. This is important for them. They want to get some momentum back.
To the near side, Abbott to his defensive partner on the far wing, the forward Liam Snyder at the top of the key now. Snyder takes a wrister, right on rebound, they score! Thomas Dworak at the side of the cage was ready for the rebound, and he takes the first lead of the day for the Vikings.
Hey, it worked the first time, Jack, so might as well go back to it. Again, great patience at the point by the Grand Island Vikings. Straddling the blue line, great pass from Abbott. Shot comes from the point. Again, great save by Kuzmarski on the initial save, but then right away there's a rebound on front and it's tapped in, and Grand Island gets the lead back on their first power play of the game.
It took nearly 14 minutes of play in the second period to get one goal, and we got it. It's a period dominated by Grand Island. They have 2 goals in this second period alone after giving up the first in period number 1. 2.5 to go until our intermission report, brought to you by Western New York Immediate Care. Credit that as a power play goal on the Howard Hanna power play, as Grand Island still has it in the offensive end along the near wall. 5 bodies in transition into the middle of the lane, and trying to get a stick on it there was Chance Luthringer as the 6'1 senior snuck down into the slot as 5 bodies collided against the wall. Nearly had an opportunity there.
Yep, and Grand Island looking to throw another haymaker to extend that lead to 2. They're really starting to get after the Frontier defensemen down low. They're doing great work on the boards to maintain possession. They're putting shots on Kuzmarski, who's played a whale of a game. But they got to keep putting shots on him. He is the X factor right now.
Leon wins the faceoff. Snyder whips one off the back wall. They'll send it right down low for Leon to chase after. He'll poke it for Snyder at the near circle. Snyder gets taken down by Conklin. Bodies collide as Popik takes the brunt of a hit from Kwarzak. The top units going at each other here. Kwarzak into the offensive end at the half wall. Gets bumped by Conklin, and out to center it goes. Skating after it is Popik. He's too slow after getting the hit earlier in the shift to get there first. However, the forecheck of the Falcons will take it away in the offensive end. Popik down low, pass to the slot. They were looking for Conklin. It was just picked off in the lane. Into the middle of the ice, stolen away. All alone is Snyder with a backhander with a save is Kazmarski. And he's going to hang on after the rebound floated its way into his crease.
Oh, Grand Island has the pedal to the metal right now again. They're not looking to give momentum back after that goal. Liam Snyder again catches the puck just past center ice and just throws it into gear and pounds the gas. Splits the defenseman. They got a stick on him right at the last second. He gets a backhand shot off. Kuzmarski does a great job holding his stick down to prevent a rebound.
There's a shot from the point through traffic that finds its way to the right of the cage. Now on the left side, it's sent across the ice by the defenseman Sully Corte. Stolen away in transition. Here's an opportunity for Smesniak with a shot right on, and it's held by Evan Smith.
Back and forth we go, Jack.
And it's getting chippy in the corners as a punch was thrown by a Grand Island Viking. No penalties being signaled for yet. No, they will. Looks like we may have offsetting penalties here as they got chippy in the near side corner. It was Tanner Smesniak after that most recent opportunity, and Peyton Abbott. They'll both take a seat.
That's the third time Abbott's gone to the box this period. He's not doing that much good in the box right now, Jack. He's an important player. You like to see him out there on the ice. Now, are we going to? Yeah, we're going 5-on-5, so it's just going to be offsetting penalties. No 4-on-4.
A minute 4 seconds to go in the second period of play before our immediate care intermission report. Shot from the half wall and Kennedy was blocked in the lane. Grand Island looking for one last opportunity with under a minute to go in the period. They'll steal it away in the offensive end. Losing his stick was Idrius Valletta. Back to the point it goes. Backhander from the blue line, and we've got another penalty away from the play here.
Holding. I think.
This will look to be going against Frontier.
Is it?
No, they'll give the penalty to Idrius Valletta.
Wow.
That will bring a rise out of the Frontier faithful, down 1-0, and rightfully so. The Vikings fans point to the scoreboard, but folks, there's still another 17 minutes and change to play in this one.
Oh yeah, the fans are a big part of this one too. They're making this great, but Frontier again, Grand Island just, they get him to the edge of the cliff, but they can't push him off, and Frontier's got the door open again.
Falcone at the left point, sends a wrister deflected in the slot, goes around behind the net. Around the boards, back to Conklin it goes. Conklin turns at the blue line and sends it down low. Chekowitz back for Conklin. Wrister up high. Standing tall is Evan Smith, hanging on for the whistle.
Yep, great save there by Evan Smith. That was a high-rising shot there by Conklin, trying to get it through traffic.
Connor Morrow looked to be shaken up on the play. He took a brunt of that shot up high, and he now takes a lay on the ice.
What's he grabbing at? He's holding his face, but he's holding his knee.
27 seconds to go in this period. We'll take a step aside and rejoin you after this. Thanks for watching Western New York Athletics High School Hockey Playoffs.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Back from the Harbor Center, just as you hear the Grand Island fans giving a cheer to their defenseman, Connor Morrow. Started this game at defense for Grand Island. He'll get some teammates to help him off the ice here after taking a shot up high.
Yeah, it's his right ankle, it looks like. I think he might have, when he went down, I think he might have twisted it a little bit.
It was Max Conklin who let the shot go from the point. I beg your pardon. No, yeah, that is Connor Morrow. Thought I had the wrong number there. Nope, 24 in white. He'll get a round of applause from the Frontier fans as well, as he'll head to the dressing room, able to hobble his way down the hallway. We turn our attention back to this game, and Sean, 27 seconds to go, a power play to end this period, and then some. A minute 42 to go on the power play for Frontier. How big would a goal right here be for them?
For Frontier, it'd be huge because they'd get the game tied, and I don't think a lot of people gave Frontier a chance to even be at this point of the game. Going into a third period tied in a game where you've been every bit as good as the #1 seed, that's what you want right here. And for Grand Island, they need to do something here. I mean, if they could get one to make it 2-1, that would be clutch for them. But they really got to focus here and get this penalty killed.
Chekowitz sent one right into the body of Snyder, who laid down to block the pass and did so neatly. Into the corner it goes, where Corte tries to play it off the wall. Snyder will send it to the blue line. Athletic play from Conklin to keep it in momentarily. He then takes a spill. His team catches up onside, and he brings it over the blue line. However, good defense from the Vikings will end the second period.
I think Conklin's a football player.
A 17-minute frame dominated by the Grand Island Vikings. They score 2 in the second period, giving them the 2-1 lead after 2 periods of play. We'll take a break and rejoin you on the other side of this intermission with our intermission report brought to you by Western New York Immediate Care and the one and only Francis Beck. We'll be back right after this on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, this is Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF. And...
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Even the most prepared moms experience the unexpected. When you do, we're here for you.
All right, welcome back to downtown Buffalo. This is the Harbor Center. After 34 minutes of play, it is the Grand Island Vikings leading Frontier 2-1. We'll talk more about this game in a second, but there's plenty of other hockey going on right now at this moment, including that at the Northtown Center, where the Star Points Burns lead Kenmore West 4-1 with about 13 minutes left in the second period over there. If we look at that game, just a scoring update in there, Kenmore West got the scoring started, the Christian Leone scoring, but it's been all Star Point from there. Ellis Kirk answered back a minute later, and then they scored again in the first, and then two more already in the second. So again, 4-1 lead over there. There are two more games happening later tonight, one at each of the rinks. So those both will again be both on Western New York Athletics. The other game happening here is Hamburg and Niagara Wakefield. Of course, we saw Niagara Wakefield had a overtime win over the weekend, and then Hamburg as well got the win over the weekend. They will face the Falcons. And the other game is kind of a classic rivalry, Kenmore East and Williamsville East. They've met, if you remember 5-6 years ago in that range, they were meeting almost every year in the sectional final. So those two teams will meet tonight in the semifinals. Hockey continues on the NFHS network tomorrow for the private school semifinals. First up, it'll be St. Mary's and St. Francis at 6 o'clock. That'll be followed by Nichols and St. Joe's. And then Thursday will be the small school semifinals. That means the winner tonight's game will be playing Thursday back here at the Harbor Center. Those games 6 and 8:30. They will also be on the NFHS network. Again, everything semifinals on will be on that network. There is a subscription, but you get access to the entire everything going forward through the state tournament, and you even get access to playoffs really across the state. So maybe if your team wins sectionals, you want to see who's coming up in the state tournament, you have a chance to do that with that subscription. Just one subscription gets you all of that access. Super Monday is coming up next Monday. 3 games in a row, all here from the Harbor Center. First one is at 3:30. That'll be the private school final. Then after that, it'll be the large school final at 6, and then the nightcap is the small school final at 8:30. So that's what's coming up. You can mark those on your calendars. As far as Section 6 hockey, we are on a roll. We've been on, I think this is day 4 in a row for Section 6 playoff hockey. Let's talk more about this game. 2-1. After one period, we saw it was Frontier, a 1-0 lead. Tyler Zent scored. I believe he had the game winner over the weekend as the Falcons upset Iroquois Alton. But Zent scored the first goal of the game, gave the Falcons a 1-0 lead going into the second. But the Grand Island Vikings sort of turned the momentum around. They had some chances, and it was Eddie Kowalczyk who had a big game over the weekend. He scored. He had assists from John Mankowski and Idris Valletta. And then it was Peyton Abbott, who scored a few minutes later, giving the Vikings the 2-. I'm sorry. It was not Abbott. It was Thomas Dworak who scored assists to Liam Snyder. And that's where we stand right now, 2-1. You can look at your screen right now. Shots on goal, it's Frontier leading the way, but these two teams pretty tight, 17-16. But it's the Vikings with plenty of scoring chances, the one they have at 12. A lot of them came in that first period where they just weren't able to put it in the net. In the second, they kind of were, so they leave in scoring chances 12-7. And they're a bit more physical, 6-2 in hits. Again, so that's all I got for you for this Western New York Media Care intermission report. Sean McHugh, Jack Cruiser will be back in a few moments for third period action. You're watching Section 6 Boys Federation Hockey on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, this is Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF and...
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
When you're ready to buy a home, start your search at howardhanna.com. You'll be the first to see new listings, find similar properties, and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Back at the Harbor Center, 2-1 after 2 periods of play. The Grand Island Vikings on top. Grand Island came into today as the number 1 seed. Frontier, the 11th seed. Frontier jumped off to a 1-0 lead early in this one, thanks to a goal from Tyler Zent, but second period goals from Eddie Kwarzak and Thomas Dwarek spring the Vikings to the lead. Sean, what are your thoughts on the second period of play, and moving forward, what can Frontier do to battle back in this third period?
Well, Grand Island definitely had the period of hockey that we know that they're capable of playing. They got their 2 goals, got some work done on the power play as well. A lot more transition, a lot more scoring chances. Also, weren't victimized by questionable officiating. I said it. I don't regret it. But having said that, I also don't think Frontier played a terrible period. I think Grand Island was just better in that period. I don't think Frontier's got anything to hang their heads about. So I think that Frontier needs to keep doing exactly what they've been doing, maybe lean on that top line a little more, because now you don't have a choice. It's do or go home. Frontier opens up this period on a power play, so it's going to be big to see if they can even this out.
We invite you to stick tuned throughout the end of our broadcast. We'll be picking a player of the game, brought to you by Howard Hanna Real Estate. We'll also have our save of the game, presented by AdPro Sports. So we invite you to stick around for that, as the Falcons are killing off a penalty here. I beg your pardon, Falcons on the Howard Hanna power play, as Grand Island killed off 30 more seconds off that power play. Back to the point, here is Conklin in the center of the ice, throws one towards the cage just wide to the right. Rebound back to the point. Conklin reloads, goes to the right side. Falcone tipped in the lane. Zent was there. Standing his ground was Evan Smith.
And looks like they are going to run their offense and what they're going to try to do in the Grand Island zone through Max Conklin. That's an idea I back 100%. I would put everything I possibly could through him. He's a big, imposing presence who's pretty much been able to do almost whatever he wants, just because he's so big and so skilled.
Back to the point. Conklin shot save made. Rebound. It's battled for in front. Evan Smith grabs it out of midair and hangs on for a whistle.
And this is exactly what Frontier wants on this power play. They're getting shots, they're getting chances, they're getting bodies to the net. They're facing a hot goaltender, though, right now with that .915 save percentage coming into this game. They're going to play the averages, and they're just going to pepper him with shots, or at least that should be the game plan to try and get this game tied.
Chekowicz getting bested on the face-off draw there. Grand Island now down one of their top defenders, Connor Morrow, went off to the dressing room and has not returned on the bench. Side shot from the far circle from Conklin. An easy save there for Evan Smith. He yanks on for a whistle.
Yep, and Max Conklin again driving the play. Literally picks up the puck off the clearing attempt, retreats all the way back into his own end, winds it up and just gets moving down the side. Carries it all the way into the Grand Island zone, puts a hard snapshot on Evan Smith right at his 5-hole. Smith able to close his legs a little bit and prevent a rebound or the puck from squeaking through.
Falcons will start a breakout as the penalty has concluded. Idrias Valletta back onto the ice for the team in white. Falcone rips one through the air off the back wall. Going after it here is Alex Popic. Frontier comes away with it. It will go back to the point, but Harrison Fuller has to go back into the neutral zone. A delayed offside is now off. Grand Island sending it through the middle of the ice off the skate of Liam Snyder. Frontier looks to counteract that move. Now back the other way. Jamian Wright sends it into the offensive end. The goaltender Kuzmarski lays it there for his defense, and Falcone to take it on the right boards. Out to the neutral zone, it's tapped ahead. Into the offensive end, Jake Spanich trying to lay it off there. He had Trzaka with him. Trzaka will put the stick on the defender and try to go for the body along the near wall. It's sent back in by the Falcons. Behind the goal, backhanded to the far half wall, Joe Geyer. Looking for the outlet pass. Had his eyes on Wright in transition, however blocked by a body and met by the stick of Kuzmarski as he lays it for his defender. Frontier, really neither team able to get a clean breakout so far in this period after the penalty was killed off by Grand Island. 14.5 to go in the third period. Frontier maybe going to start pressing soon, down by 1 goal, but of course don't want to get caught up ice too much.
Just like that.
Here's an opportunity. Valletta behind the defense. Backhander. Save made into the corner. Rebounds thrown right back on goal, and it steered to the near side. Back to the point. Grand Island almost giving that one up. Losi had the opportunity the other way. Trzaka laid it back. Losi's shot goes high and wide to the near boards. Stepping around a man is Zent. He'll turn and send one to the slot. It's lying in front of the cage and now cleared away by the defender, Connor Morrow, who is back on the ice for Grand Island. Good to see number 24 skating around at full strength, or what we can assume is full strength. Playoffs, players will play through anything. Still in the zone.
There's no percentage in hockey. It's either you're playing or you're not, and if you can walk, you're going to play.
Idrias Valletta will float one in to the far corner, where you see some Niagara Wheatfield Falcons looking on as they prep for their game. Dropping the puck off rather at 8:30 as they take on the Hamburg Bulldogs. We'll be here for that game as well. Invite you to tune in for that one. Through the neutral zone, it's stolen away by Sully Corte, who takes it to the near side. He backhands one around the boards. Frontiers Conklin will get there first. Wisely plays it off the wall. Bodies collide along the boards. Conklin then blocks that clearing attempt from the Falcon defender. They'll try for another one, and Jake Losi's just going to head to the bench rather than chase after it.
Yeah, this starting to feel a lot like the first period, almost like a feeling out phase, a little bit of bumper cars going on in the neutral zone. Teams just having that little bit of difficulty connecting on those passes cleanly. Watch out for this, though. This puck's been bouncing like crazy on that end of the ice. That's always going to be a hold-your-breath moment when those puck rolls in there.
Kuzmarski holds his breath and holds on for the whistle. 12:33 to go in the third period. Neither team dominating too much of play so far. We've seen spurts from Grand Island where they have possession in the offensive end and plenty of forecheck, but we've rarely seen a team set up and look like they're on a power play at even strength with possession in the offensive end.
No, it's been very back and forth so far in this game. Teams trading 30-second possessions at a time, going to some gray period in the neutral zone. That was kind of neat.
Conklin tries to make a move around the defender, not able to get by him. It's Snyder who pins it against the wall, puts it to the center of the ice for Smith, trying to get it ahead for Bartolotta. Bartolotta turns back and plays it to the near side. Sending it off the wall is Ryan Smith. Back to the point. Abbott wrists one, deflected just wide of the cage. Far side stepping up is Smith. He backhands it behind the red line. Conklin turns there along with Trezaka. Back to the point. Laid off by Abbott to the far side. Snyder with pressure coming out, steps around a defender, tries to let a wrister go. That was blocked by a couple of Falcons in the way. A blocker save from Kuzmarski leaves it to the far corner. Falcons hemmed in their own end for a bit of time here, but Grand Island still not able to just maintain possession. Along the half wall, Smith chips up and goes down behind the red line and chases after it with Conklin. He pokes it around the boards. Abbott will step up and fire it back into the corner, and Frontier will dump it out and get an icing called with 11:10 to go in the third period.
Yeah, and boy, did they need that change, too. They could start, like we just mentioned, teams hadn't looked like they were setting up shop and zone. Well, Grand Island, I got bit by the curse, then you got bit by it, because as soon as we said that, Grand Island was just skating circles around Frontier against their top line nonetheless. So they got them off the ice, and they worked them pretty hard for a shift.
In front of the net, it's almost tapped in by a Viking, but Frontier able to get there with their defender Matthew Kennedy. Banked off the wall, Popik tries to clear. That shot from the blue line goes right into the mitt of Kuzmarski. Frontier, you're not going to come back in a game down 2-1, hemmed in your own end all period, as they've been for the first nearly 7 minutes of play.
Yeah, this is what Grand Island wants to do right now. Granted, I think knowing the way Grand Island plays, I'd like to put more pucks in the net, of course, but as far as just spending time in the offensive zone, this is what they were trying to do all game, and Frontier, up until this point, has done a great job of preventing it. That was out.
It is a delayed offside, and it will be touched up by Idrius Filetta. He was unaware that the puck had gone into the neutral zone. A scoring update from the Northtown Center. Starpoint now on top of Kenmore West 5-2. That game still plenty of time to be played in a game full of goals, already 8 through nearly 2 full periods of play. We look to get some more scoring in the third period for our own sakes, as I'm sure Frontier does as well. Hanging on to this one is Kuzmarski for a face-off with 10.5 to go in the final frame. Frontier leading the way in shots on goal, 15-12 so far, Sean.
Yeah, they're leading the way in shots on goal. They had the ice was tilted in their favor for the entire first period and a chunk of the second. But since Grand Island got their first goal, minus the power plays Frontier was given at 5-on-5, they haven't done hardly anything against these Vikings. They either need another power play or they got to figure something out, like this.
Out to center, Jake Losey will hustle after it, but on a somewhat fresh sheet of ice, at least on the left end of the rink, as play is dominated in the right side in the Frontier end. It's out to center. Zent dances around one defender and trying to lay it ahead for Smazniak, but he'll have to retreat defensively as the delayed offside is now checked up. Losey tried to play it to the middle, broken up neatly by the defense of John Mankowski. Mankowski then gets his pocket picked down behind the red line. It's a wraparound opportunity for Zent, and that one's snug against the post is the goaltender Smith. He hangs on for a whistle. Now an offensive draw for Frontier, and it looks like they may send their top unit out there for the faceoff, and it will be.
Yes, it will be the top unit and the top offensive D pair as well. I expect to see a heavy dose of Nick Falcone and Max Conklin, even if it's not their lines. I expect to see those players being focal points of this third period.
Falcone wrister steered away by the goaltender Smith. It was through traffic, but Grand Island, just like that, has possession again, and through the neutral zone, it's touched up by Chance Luthringer, who sends it in behind the Frontier cage. Out to play it was Kuzmarski. Frontier's defense will start the breakout with a pass to Chekowicz along the left wing. Chekowicz laid it to the middle of the ice. Conklin Chekowicz went too far beyond the blue line and offside. Just as you thought Frontier was getting a bit of offensive opportunity, an offside negates that.
That's unfortunate because Conklin had that shot loaded and ready to rip too. That was definitely, Evan Smith was going to feel that shot if he had to make a save on one there, because that thing was going to come in hot.
They move the face off to the far end in front of the Grand Island bench. Conklin skates over, and will win the draw. However, he won't be able to track it down. Now he does. However, it goes back to the Grand Island defense. They'll play it off the wall. Bodies collide through the neutral ice as Falcone took out Thomas Dwarek. And Falcone gets back defensively and fires it out to the neutral zone. Harrison Fuller goes D-to-D, almost stolen away. Cole Bartolotta was there. Back the other way, a 2-on-2 chance. It's Potka down low. Turning with it. I beg your pardon, that's Harrison Fuller, the defenseman who took it around the world, then shoots it from the point into the skates of Liam Snyder. Around the wall it goes. Conklin does his best to keep it in, and he will do so neatly. Down behind the cage. Shekowitz sent it into the corner. Big collision against the wall. Will poke the puck free, and out to center it goes. Icing waved off. Fuller will retreat defensively. 8.5 to go in the third period of play. Stolen nearly away as it was Chance Luthringer who got his stick on it in the lane. Ice opens up as Potka takes a shot across the blue line.
Offsides.
But an offside is called as Popek found some space.
Yeah, Frontier's got to do a better job of being aware where the line is. That's the third time this period a rush has been killed because of an offsides. I mean, these neutral zone faceoffs aren't doing Frontier any good if they're just going to keep drawing themselves offsides when they gain the line.
Jake Spanich won the draw. It was sent into the offensive end by Kazmarski. It will roll back to him at the point. Grand Island will try to get it out, and they will now do so. Alex Popek still out there, will go after it in the offensive end. Luthringer trying to play it off the wall, will give it away. Frontier with Spanich getting his stick tied up. It goes behind the cage. Spanich still with it. The junior gets pinned along the boards. Grand Island will come away with it. Firing it off the wall are the Vikings. Back to the point. Kazmarski keeps it in. There's a shot that's blocked in the lane off of Popek's stick. And now stolen away by Grand Island and out to center. Here comes Connor Morrow on a 2-on-1. He's got Prisbel to his left, and it's an offside called.
I don't know what, no idea what Prisbel was arguing there. He was way offsides there. He just wanted to get to the net so bad, but you got to wait until your guy gets the line. Morrow did slow up a little bit as well, but he was trying to set his D-man up to see what he was going to do there. Just want to see a little better communication between the two players next time, if there is a next time.
Boy, you could feel the energy in the building as Connor Morrow, the junior who was knocked out of the second period with an injury, is back on the ice and nearly with an offensive chance. And he'll skate to the bench after that missed opportunity as watch his team throw it off the goaltender. Nearly in the back of the cage, off of the bum of Kazmarski. Meanwhile, the other way, Frontier has it with Losi. Losi on the left wing, sends it to the slot. Zent walking in and it poked away. Good defense there from Peyton Abbott, and it springs a transition the other way. Abbott on the right wing, looking for a pass to the slot. Will decline that. Now send it out in front. Back to the point. Valletta's shot is blocked and goes to the side. Turning and firing it out, knocking it down in midair is Jake Losi, and it goes into the Grand Island end. Losi puts the forecheck on. Ryan Smith along the near wall. Big collision against the boards. Tyler Zent came over to play the body on Valletta. Zent steals the puck away. His shot blockered away by Smith. Into the corner it goes. Zent has it again with a backhander that gets knocked up into the air. Grand Island will take it down out of midair and slow things down a bit with a high stretch pass ahead. That's going to bounce its way all the way to the far board. 6:09 to go in the third period. It's 2-1 Grand Island. Things sure to heat up here.
That was an incredible shift there by Tyler Zent. First, he throws a huge hit. Then he blocks a clearing attempt. Then he gets in alone, takes a shot. Goaltender Smith makes a great save, gets his own rebound. Then the defense collapses and blocks it again. I mean, Zent has been a one-man wrecking crew for Frontier in this game. He's got their only goal.
That he does, coming all the way back in the first period. 6 minutes into play. Frontier held scoreless since, though they lead in shots by 4. At his own blue line is Sean Kazmarski. Pressure comes in from Luthringer, and he'll go behind the cage. I beg your pardon, Dominic Leone, that is. Leone will force it to go behind the cage and now go after it himself. To the near wall. It's taken out.
Oh, he stepped on the puck.
No penalty.
Stepped on the puck, no penalty.
Now in the neutral zone, Frontier will look to send it ahead. Banked off the near wall. Quinn Moran, I beg your pardon, that's Matthew Bridges of the Frontier Falcons trying to get it in the offensive end, now pinned against the boards. Conklin looks to poke it free, and it will go back to the defense in Kazmarski. He plays catch with his partner in Kennedy. Kennedy dances around one defender and sends it into the offensive end before heading for a change.
Got him changing.
Into the offensive end. Kwarczak's shot goes just wide, and around the boards it goes back out to center. Conklin will retreat in his own end. Under 5 minutes to go in the third period. Playoff hockey. It all comes down to this. In the offensive end, turning with it is Fuller. He sends it around behind the goal. Jake Losey steps up. Losey in the corner with a body that he avoided of Peyton Abbott. Grand Island will look to clear, and they'll do so. This could be an icing, and it will be. 4:31 to go in the third. 2-1, Grand Island.
Yeah, but now the transition and the pace is picking back up because Frontier is now, I call this the panic threshold. You're inside 5 minutes. It's do or die. You have any bag of tricks you have, any bag of tricks you think you have, any bag of tricks you want to think of. You got to pull them out right here. You have no reason to hold anything back. And Frontier and head coach Brian Dellinger are not even going to think about holding anything back. They're going to do whatever it takes to get this game tied.
Into the offensive zone it goes for Frontier. Now back the other way as Grand Island will clear. Way out of his net is Kazmarski to bank it off the wall and create a battle along the half boards. Losey tries to bring it out to center. It's stolen away behind the play. Parizel tried to have the opportunity. Now he'll have to skate back defensively. Long wrister right into the glove of Evan Smith, and the senior hangs on.
Shots like that are not going to work on Evan Smith at this point in the game. I mean, I understand you want to get pucks to the net, and an offensive zone faceoff is far from the worst result you can have. But Frontier needs to get bodies to the net. They need to get in the line of sight. They need to be there for rebounds. And they got to shoot it harder, too. They got to go for his pads. They got to make him move. If he's going to glove everything, you're just going to make these 4 minutes last a lot longer than they should, but you're not going to get much out of it.
Into the offensive end, it's sent by Cole Bartolotta. He'll put the forecheck on as Frontier needs to get it out of their own end. A shot from the blue line from Connor Morrow goes behind the cage. Under 4 minutes to go. Frontier comes away with possession momentarily. Morrow sends it towards the slot again. Deflected on goal. A dribbler that Kazmarski will lay the paw on. 3.5 to go now.
And this is exactly how Grand Island would love to play the rest of this period. Cycle, face-off. Frontier, they were having a lot of success with that transition game. That's what you need to do right now. That's what you have to do late in games. You might even want to think about sending a hanger. I mean, I know you want to play good defense, but you got to score. I mean, your season's on the line here.
Aiden Chekowitz, Max Conklin, both seniors on this Frontier team, along with their goaltender, Kyle Kazmarski, who eye down the final, what could be 3 minutes of their high school hockey careers. In their own end, the Falcons look to break it out, and it's knocked down by Snyder. He wisely sends it back into the offensive end. 3 minutes to go. Turning with it in his own end is Chekowitz, looking for an outlet pass. He'll fire it off his own wall, looking for Falcone to get there, and he will. Nick Falcone will start the breakout for Vikings back in transition. Will force a dump and chase from Frontier. Icing waved off. That puck around the boards and out to the offensive end. Back in to the Grand Island zone it goes. 6 make it 2.5 remaining in this period. Long pass from Grand Island. That will be a break for Frontier. They haven't been able to get the breakout to beat the Grand Island Vikings through the neutral zone. The Vikings do them a favor and ice the puck to set up an offensive face-off for Frontier to the right of Evan Smith with 2:29 remaining.
And they're going to send they're definitely going to send Falcone out there, and they're going to send Spanish, Noel, and Traska out there with 2 minutes and 29 seconds left. I fully believe that within the next 45 seconds to a minute, you're going to see Max Conklin right back out there. There's no reason to not ride or die with him. He is your captain, he's your senior, and he might be your best player.
Losey, I beg your pardon, Bartolotta will take it himself the length of the ice and go after it with Falcone in the boards. Puts the body into Falcone and squirts the puck free. Snyder's shot from the point is tipped up by the stick of Kazmarski. Into the corner it falls. Fuller getting battled with by Bartolotta, will skate it away to Falcone. He banks it off the wall just out of the reach of his forward, Alex Popik. Under 2 minutes to go now. Off the near wall and out to center again. Here is Abbott. He'll turn and fire it right back into the Frontier end. And Kazmarski says, enough with this. I'm hanging on for a whistle.
Yep, I don't blame them. They want to get fresh troops out there. And as expected, and to nobody's surprise, here comes Conklin. And here come his line mates. Here come, let's see, who's coming out? Chekowitz, obviously.
They got Tyler Zett out there as well, so throwing your top scorers on the ice all together in a final heave with under 2 minutes to play in the quarterfinal matchup between Frontier and Grand Island. Frontier led 1-0 early after one period. Icing waved off here. Grand Island able to come back and score 2 goals in the second. A questionable third goal gets called off earlier in the contest. Grand Island will get called for an icing. 1:22 to go. Sean, is this the face-off that can do it for Frontier?
Yes, it can. It be absolutely. They got to win it first, and they need to get some possession. They need to get a shot, and it looks like Frontier is going to pull out the last stop. The net will be empty, and there's the timeout.
Frontier calls the timeout. We will take a break as well and rejoin you for the final 1:22 from the Harbor Center right after this on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
Back from the Harbor Center, 2-1, the Grand Island Vikings, the #1 seeded Vikings, only losing 2 games in Niagara Frontier League play this season, are looking to hang on to this one to advance themselves to the small school semifinals, which will take place right here at the Harbor Center on Thursday. You can catch that game, be it Grand Island or Frontier playing. You can catch the game on the NFHS network. We'll need to get a subscription to that, but you can watch all the high school hockey playoffs throughout the state into the state championship throughout all the classes, small school, large school, across the platforms. Here's the face-off. Aiden Chekowitz in on the draw. He's got Zent to his left and Conklin lined up at the blue line with Falcone, his partner. Chekowitz wins the draw back to Falcone. Goaltender heads to the bench. There's a tip shot for now. They score! Max Conklin got the long stick in the lane. He poked it between Smith's legs. We're tied at 2.
The senior, the captain, the leader, we said it was going to be his show to end this game, and there he is. Frontier, like you said, they needed the face-off. That was the face-off. Falcone, who's been the best defenseman for the Falcons all year, puts another shot through a screen, hits legs in front. Goaltender makes the initial save. Max Conklin uses all 6'2" of him, plus his hockey stick to tip that home. And with 1:17 left, we are not done with regulation yet either. But now, buckle up, because this is going to be fun.
What a play from Falcone as the fans are into it at the Harbor Center. Under 1.5 minutes to go, approaching the 1 minute mark of the third period. Into the slot, it's taken away, still not out, held in at the blue line by Abbott. He sends it around the boards into the far corner. Zent looks to swing it out, it's held in by the Vikings again. Conklin, playing defense himself, will take it from his own red line and find Falcone on his backhander. 45 seconds to go in regulation. Falcone will bank it off the wall. This will be an icing.
All right, so now does Grand Island have the face-off play up their sleeve to get the lead back? Now that's the question we have to wonder.
It took Frontier a timeout to draw up the play, and as I was going to say, what a pass from Falcone on that goal from his own blue line, definitely drawn up during that timeout. Not a shot on goal, more of a slap pass to the far circle, looking for the deflection in front, and boy, did it work out beautifully for Brian Dellinger and the Frontier Falcons. Face-off won by Grand Island. It goes back to the point. Abbott steps into a wrister, blocked in the lane by Chekowitz. Frontier's able to clear. Abbott plays it to his defensive partner in Smith. Smith will step in over the blue line and get it into the offensive end. Now Frontier clears right on goal. No icing as Smith will lay it for his defense. Chance for a final rush with 18 seconds to go. Stolen away in the neutral ice. Chekowitz will look to have the rush for the Falcons. 13 to go. Chekowitz into the corner. Turns up into the corner. Lays it back in front, looking for the one-timer. Standing there was a Falcon. Now back to the point, Falcone. 3 seconds to go. A long shot the length of the ice. A dribbler having to be wise is Kazmarski, but he watches the clock go down to zeros, and the Frontier Falcons, the number 11 seed, are taking the Grand Island Vikings to overtime. We'll be back right after this with overtime from the Harbor Center on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
Welcome back to the KeyBank Rink at Harbor Center as we get you ready for overtime between the Frontier Falcons and the Grand Island Vikings. We'll have a 7.5-minute period. They don't resurface the ice going into the overtime period. We saw this, Francis, happen the other night last night. There you go, Francis. Take it through what happened last night as you saw overtime hockey in the Fed.
Yeah, that was the large school semifinal. Williamsville North and Lancaster North actually was down 2 goals going into the third. They tied things up, and then that one went to triple overtime, and then it was Ryan Steckel towards the left net of your screen, or the net on your left side of your screen, kind of popped in a loose puck and gave Williamsville North the victory. They will play in next week's large school championship game.
There you have it. And so, Francis, we can expect one 7.5-minute period. And then I assume they would flip sides and do the same.
Flip sides, do the same. If we're still tied after that, they take a break, resurface the ice. They come back, do another 7:30. Then they do and then after that, do a fourth 7:30 after they flip. And after that, they do a shoot down, which kind of is similar to the shootout. You do each team picks 3 shooters, and then they keep picking 3 shooters until there's finally a winner.
Boy, what more can you ask for than overtime hockey? Definitely complicated, definitely exciting, as now all the fans in the stands are on their feet as we get ready to drop the puck in overtime between Frontier and Grand Island. It's the top unit out there for both teams. Conklin unable to win the draw. Grand Island will be laying a big body off the draw. Snyder got the arm up on Chekowitz, who hit the deck. Into the offensive end, the Vikings look to control. They'll keep it in at the blue line momentarily. Conklin nearly found a lane. I beg your pardon, that being a different Falcon. It was Matthew Bridges, the freshman, who started in overtime for Frontier. Boy, Brian Dellinger having full faith in his full lineup to start overtime, and a high stick will draw our first whistle of overtime.
The one thing I will say about these shortened periods with breaks, you can double shift your top guys. You can keep your best players on the ice pretty much the entire time if you want to, with just a few breaks in between. And they're tired. No, they're not. They're 18-year-old kids. They're fine.
The freshman nearly finding a way through. Chekowitz gets taken down. No penalty called. Along the near wall, it's battled for down behind the goal. Bridges is there. The freshman comes away with the puck in the corner and plays it back to the senior Falcone, who takes a wrister through lane. It's blocked to the far side. Bartolotta comes away with it and floats it high into the neutral zone, knocked down by Fuller. Fuller dances around a defender and now will slow up, sending a pass to the crease where it's held onto by Evan Smith, bringing up a face-off inside Grand Island territory. The last time, Sean, we had a face-off inside Grand Island territory, this game was tied up.
Yes, it was, and I would imagine Grand Island is going to be very aware of the backdoor play if this puck goes to the blue line. Actually, Grand Island just nips it in the bud and wins the faceoff.
That's how you do it. You end the offensive chance on the offensive zone draw by sending your best face-off man out there, that being Dwarek, who wins it for Grand Island. However, Frontier comes away with possession in the offensive end as Jake Losey will chip it around behind the boards. He'll look for the return pass. Still with possession of the Falcons. Back to the point it goes. Kazmarski's shot through the lane gets blocked away. Chipped now into the corner as Smazniak goes after it. Coming away with it is Connor Morrow, who turns behind his own net and will look on his forehand to break it out off the wall and does so using his own bench. Into the Frontier end it goes. Jake Losey sends it up to the near side. Alex Popek tried to look for his man, Smazniak in the middle. That one knocked away. Grand Island with a break the other way, but good defense there by Kennedy breaks up the chance as it goes behind the cage. Into the near corner, Zent gets it to Losey. Losey will whip that one down the ice for an icing. 5:19 to go. Well, at this point, time doesn't matter in the overtime period until the zeros sound and they flip sides for the second period.
Nope.
Winner goes home. Winner goes on to Thursday. Loser, their season is wrapped up.
Yep, and can you tell what team knows they're the 1 seed and one team knows that they're the underdog? Frontier's playing loose and just playing, living in the moment. Grand Island, they're gripping their sticks right now. They're feeling the pressure right now. Frontier has played another gem of a hockey game. It's a shame one of these two teams has to lose today.
Along the near side, trying to chip it out is Chekowitz. It will roll to the goal. Fuller picks it away from his goaltender and will play it to the far side. Poking it along the wall are the Falcons. Coming away with it is Bartolotta. Bartolotta laid it to the slot. It was stolen away. Bartolotta lays it back to the point. Abbott with a wrister through traffic, blockered away by Kazmarski. Into the corner. Grand Island still with possession now, playing it back to the point for Abbott. Abbott takes another wrister through traffic where it's kicked away by Kazmarski. Into the corner it goes. Conklin picks it up on his backhander and skates to the center of the ice. The 6'2 center takes it over the red line into the offensive end. Conklin on his backhander, cuts the line. He shoots and a save by Evan Smith. Conklin nearly did it himself.
Yep, and wow, that was great goaltending by Evan Smith. Conklin just saying enough of this. I want to play next week, and he just goes end to end, takes it all the way to the goal mount. Great goaltending, way to stay big by Evan Smith, not to get caught leaning for a pass because Conklin was taking that puck to the net no matter what. No force on earth was stopping him from getting to the crease.
And that's just how Conklin scored the game winner against Iroquois Alden a few days ago to defeat the number 6 seeded Iroquois Alden team that has the Falcons in this game today. As the 11 seed in the small school bracket. Here comes Alex Popek on the left wing. Turns and lays it back for the defense. Falcons, shot save, made rebound. Oh, what a save by Smith on the rebound. Spanish had the second chance opportunity off the pad. It's stopped by Smith. Other way, Grand Island looks to create the chance, but they're not able to. Out to center. Coming to the near side, Trzynski is all by himself, and he'll have to lay it away for Grand Island. 3:40 to go in the first overtime period. Next goal wins. Turning in the neutral ice are the the Vikings with Mankowski, who takes it himself into the offensive end. Now back to the point. Abbott's wrister from the slot is right on. Save made Kazmarski. He hangs on for a whistle with the glove.
Wow, Jack, I have no rooting interest in this game other than good hockey, but I got to tell you, my heart's pounding out of my chest right now. We are getting back and forth action. And this is it, sudden death. I mean, this is what you play for. This is what you dream about as a kid. This is why you try out for varsity, so you get a chance to be the hero here. But also, you don't want to be that guy either. So everything's on the line here. Like, the seniors, their life playing hockey's on the line here.
Plenty of seniors across the lineups from both teams. In the lane, it's blocked by Conklin's skate. Into the corner it goes. Bartolotta hacks at it behind the cage. Smith from his defensive position behind the goal as well. Abbott steps up along the half wall, trying to keep it in. Bartolotta comes back to the blue line to cover. His wrister is right on. Snagging it from the turf is Kyle Kazmarski.
Frontier, they had some jump in the beginning, but Grand Island has been all over them since, and Frontier's got to get out of their zone. You cannot give this Grand Island team exclusive zone time. They're going to burn you, so Frontier's got to get out of their own end, and they got to get out of their own end now.
Real quick, guys, Tyler Zent was the one who scored the game winner Sunday when Frontier upset Iroquois Alden 3-2.
Conklin on the left side tries to fight his way to the front of the net. He loses his stick, though, behind the cage and then takes a tumble at the near face-off dot. That brings a rise out of the Vikings faithful. In their own end, Grand Island with Ryan Smith. Smith takes it to the half wall, into the corner now. He's slown up, kicks it to his skate, now backhanded to the point. It will dribble, but held in there neatly by Thomas Dwarek. Frontier will try to break out along the half wall with Chekowitz. Chekowitz with some space finds a man in stride across the ice. Bridges will send it in and go for a change. 2 minutes to go in the first overtime period. Out to center, it's banked off the wall, too far ahead for Eddie Kwarziak. That will be an icing.
Wow.
We'll see how Frontier lines up on this faceoff.
Yeah, I'm just back and forth we go. This is what overtime's about, and this 5.5 minutes took what seemingly no time at all. I mean, just pace is absolutely ridiculous right now.
Zent, Losi, and Smazniak, the line for Frontier. Grand Island will send it out to center, looking for Falada. He'll go after it in the near side. Falada not able to come away with the puck. Grand Island good in transition defense, however, as Connor Morrow sends it right back into the Falcons' end. Nearly stolen away in the offensive end for Grand Island as they put the forecheck on the Falcons. Out to center, 2-on-2 rush. Over the blue line of the Falcons. On the backhand opportunity from Zent, that's steered away neatly by Smith. To the half walls, it's Zent that gets there first. It's sent all the way back into the Frontier end with 1:13 to go. A face-off will come inside the Grand Island zone.
Yep, and now it's Frontier's time to apply the pressure. Grand Island had about 2 or 3 minutes of straight zone time getting chances. Frontier's going to look to get it done right here. They've had their success on breakouts and on face-offs. And there it is, and Nick Falcone, who's been just an absolute beast on the back end for Frontier, sitting out on his left point spot again. Look for them to drive their offense through him from the back end.
He steps up to keep it in the zone. He's not able to do so, however. It's good defensive work from Grand Island through the neutral zone to get it out. Along the near wall, it's Snyder squeezing his way into the offensive end. Snyder's wrister goes just high and wide. Around the boards, a pass that goes back to the point is still held in. Now along the half wall, the Vikings will try to steer it behind the cage. Frontier takes possession. Out to center. Here is Peyton Abbott, jumps over his stick, though he touched it, so that will negate the icing. Abbott will play it to the near wall. Joe Geyer floated it up ahead. Dwarek tries to fight his way into the offensive end. He'll do so under 30 seconds to go in the period. Sent to the slot, nobody home. Falcons will backhand it. This may go the length of the ice off the stick, and it will, of Brady Susi. Now 17 seconds to go in this first overtime period. If no goal is scored in the next 17 seconds, we'll flip sides before the Zamboni can get on the ice and play one more 7.5-minute period.
For what it's worth, every goal has been scored on the net to our left.
Interesting to note, as we will switch sides momentarily. Barring a goal in the next 15 seconds, Frontier would like to think otherwise as Chekowitz plays it along the wall. Conklin now will launch one the length of the ice.
I don't like that.
That one deflected, no icing.
Never mind, I love it.
In the Grand Island end, the Vikings will wait out the clock and take it into a second overtime period. 2-2 is our score. We'll be back on the other side of this with overtime number 2.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
Well, it's only fitting that on 2:22:22 we are tied at 2, heading to overtime number 2. 2-2 is our score. Frontier and Grand Island knotted after one overtime period where each team had their fair share of chances in the offensive end. Sean McHugh, Jack Cruiser bringing you the action from the Harbor Center. We still have a game after this one that will be played no matter how late it drops the puck. Niagara, Wheatfield, and Hamburg will be facing off in a battle of number 5 and number 4 teams in the Section 6 small school quarterfinals. As soon as this game's concluded, they'll resurface the ice and get warm-ups underway. You can stay tuned on Western New York Athletics YouTube page for that one. But we still need to determine a winner in this one, as a winner looks to be determined at the Northtown Center. A 6-2 lead for Starpoint over Kenmore West. 6 minutes left to play there, all but over. This one far from over. 2-2 as we enter overtime number 2. And Sean, what can we say about that first overtime period?
I mean, Frontier had the game won, and Evan Smith made one of the best saves I've seen, and we're actually going to call that one the Ad Pro Sports save of the game by Evan Smith on a backdoor play. Whole top of the net was open, slides over in his apex position, gets his glove on it, and makes a huge save to keep this game tied. After, he let in the emotional, after Grand Island allowed the emotional goal to end regulation, they're going to look to right the ship and, avoid allowing Frontier to have another massive upset in these playoffs.
So this is something to note. They will not flip sides. Grand Island defending the net to your left, Frontier defending the net to your right. They don't want to give, I would assume, they don't want to give either team an advantage of the long change either way. They keep the short change, and we're ready to drop the puck. Conklin will win it momentarily. Grand Island comes away with it. Liam Snyder in over the blue line, tried to lay it off for his defense. Conklin comes away with it. An early break for the Frontier Falcons, and Conklin will shoot a long one in from the center of the ice and go after it in the corner. Conklin battling there. He had Chekowitz as well. Falcone shot from the blue line, tip right on. Save made again. Another Ad Pro Sports save of the game as Smith got a toe on that one. Chekowitz was waiting for the rebound. Held in the offensive end momentarily by Frontier before Bartolotta could get it out to the neutral zone. Falcons looking for another opportunity with Chekowitz as he enters the offensive end. Chekowitz trying to lay it back. He's taken down, no penalty called.
Okay.
In behind the net, Frontier trying to create some offense instead are met by the body of Ryan Smith as he floats it out to center. In the Frontier end here, we see their defenseman Harrison Fuller play it to the far side and retreat back for Conklin. This captain lays it to the near side for Fuller. His turning pass will find its way onto the stick of Chekowitz in stride. Clapper from the near side is right on, knocked down by the shoulder of Smith. Around the boards, Falcone chips up to keep it in the offensive end. Into the corner. Coming away with it is Smith, and he'll stand behind his own cage and slow things down. 6 minutes to go in this second overtime period. We could play a max of 4. Into the offensive end it goes for Frontier. Behind the red line, it's back to the point. Grand Island looking to break it out. They'll try to do so here with Folletta. He'll backhand it into the offensive end, behind the cage. Harrison Fuller there, trying to pin it against the wall. Won't be able to do so. Out in front, the pass looking for Eddie Quarzak was just too slow. The paw of Kazmarski got there first for a face-off.
Kuzmarski has been spectacular. Both goaltenders have, and he's been relied upon to, slow down the number 1 seed. And the goaltenders have been the 2 best players. I mean, we're going to wait till the game ends to select a player of the game, but both of them have to be in consideration right now.
Kyle Kuzmarski had 22 saves on 24 shots in the win over Iroquois Alden. As he makes another one there, he lost his glove. That will signal for another face-off. Already, he's made 18 saves on 20 Vikings shots so far through more than 4 periods of play.
Yep, and right now I think there's going to be a few more shots coming his way because the trend that we've seen, especially in overtime, is teams are now getting chunks of possession, almost like they're taking turns, teeing off on each other's goaltender right now. So Frontier's going to look to have their next turn when they've had open nets to win this thing twice in these overtime periods.
I beg your pardon, Evan Smith, the one standing in their way. Out to center, Jack Losey has an opportunity. Losey on the backhander to the slot. Great defensive play by Connor Morrow to dive and make the play. Out to center it goes for Frontier to regroup on the breakout. It's poked ahead into the offensive end by Losey. He will head back defensively. Grand Island starts the breakout now with Geyer with a pass through the neutral zone for Przybyl's with a wrister right on into the chest of Kuzmarski, who hangs on for a whistle.
And again, just back and forth we go. What an incredible defensive play right there by Matthew Kennedy to just move in all the way down and just slide down and block out a great pass attempt.
Standing room only at Harbor Center right now as fans from across the rink come in to watch overtime high school playoff hockey. We thank you for joining us as well on Western New York Athletics. Here is Aiden Chekowitz with a shot that goes right on. Save made. Chekowitz gets the rebound into the far corner. Aiden slows up, plays it with his skate into the corner again. He's battling with Connor Morrow, who puts the body on. Ryan Smith there as well. Smith comes away with the puck and has it behind his own net. Under 5 minutes to go in the second overtime period. Chipped into the offensive end. Falcone will try to turn and fire it out, which he will do neatly right onto the stick of Peyton Abbott. Plays it across to his partner Ryan Smith. Stolen away in the neutral zone by the Falcons, and the game of puck possession continues. Falcone with it for the Falcons. Across the ice, off the end wall, to the near side it goes again. Falcone takes it over the blue line himself. Falcone's wrister goes short side. Blockers saved by Smith. At the blue line, it's held in by Conklin, who sends one off the end wall. Banked out to center by Grand Island. That will at least force the Falcons to tag up. They fire it right back in and head for a change. Grand Island's Abbott rings it around the board to the near side. Able to keep it in is the forecheck from Alex Popek. Now Grand Island out to center. Stick lift in the lane. Good work there by Jimmy Trzaka.
Oh, what? Oh, I thought that went in.
It goes off the half wall behind the net and
hold
bounces.
on.
You're giving our viewers a heart attack, Sean.
Well, worry about the guy who just had a heart attack first.
Bounced off the end wall into the back of the net where it got stuck there. Whistle will bring up a face-off to the right of Kuzmarski.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just saw the puck behind him, and I thought it was in, but I'm like, why is nobody screaming? And because it's not in the net. That's
Shades of 2010. And the Blackhawks Stanley Cup winner. Into the end wall it goes as Falletta stops to turn and get it out there. Now the Falcons will clear. In their own end, Kennedy. Eyes down the breakout.
Okay, yep, Frontier. I mean, Grand Island lost their man. If that pass comes out sooner, he's got a highway to the net right there. I mean, I don't mean to try to coach here, but I'm like, get him that puck.
Out of play, the puck goes into the stands with 3:18 to go in the second overtime period as fans of Niagara Wheatfield and Hamburg now begin to pour into the Harbor Center as their game was about to drop the puck in a couple of minutes. That's going to have to wait as both teams now will also look on from the end walls. At the near side, it's won by the Falcons in the offensive end, held in at the point by the Falcons with a long shot from the blue line that's kicked away by Smith. To the near wall it goes. Back at the point. Wrister blocked through traffic off the stick of Sean Kuzmarski. Kennedy keeps it in on the far side. Around the boards it goes for Losey. Losey chips it into the corner and battles for it again. He's got Zent with him. Zent gets squeezed out along the boards by Morrow. Another Viking there to help out. Stepping back and grabbing possession is Losey. Losey Against the wall, chips it back in for Zent. Good cycle work for Frontier. They come away with the puck. Zent's pass in front went right through the blue ice and went to the far side. Jake Losey will step up and send it down low. Morrow, needing a break, will fire it the length of the ice. That will be an icing. 2:29 to go in the second overtime period. We're still tied at 2.
And we have been treated to a beauty of a playoff game right now. Teams exchanging chances back and forth, multiple overtimes, everything else. And, so we got 2.5 minutes, and we're going to have, if this game does not get decided in the next 2.5 minutes, we will have another Western New York immediate care intermission report.
In front, an opportunity for Bridges. He just fanned on the shot. The freshman has been given opportunity time and time again. Just barely coming up short is Matthew Bridges. Floating it out to center is the Grand Island defense. In over the blue line, here's Chekowicz for Frontier. Dropping it back in the slot. The shot goes just high and wide. Bridges with another glorious opportunity. He still remains scoreless on the night.
I'm not taking Bridges off the ice. I'm not. The puck is finding him. Eventually, he's going to get that bounce. He's had 4 chances this overtime, and he had another one in the first one. I'm going to ride my freshman right here all the way until he gets one in the net.
Matthew Bridges, nearly as many chances as he had games played this season. 7 games played, this being his 8th. And it will force an icing against Grand Island. 1:58 to go in this overtime period. We've had so many AdPro Sports saves of the game, it's hard to keep track at this point. However, most notably, it is Evan Smith leading the way in that category. Bridges still on the ice, down behind the cage, is pinned against the wall. Puck squirts free along the half wall out to center. It rolls into the Frontier end. Putting on the wheels is Bartolotta. He's going to win the race to the puck first. He gets tied up with the Frontier defensemen. Officials have put the whistles away. Behind the cage, Harrison Fuller lays it off the half wall, and it will be Bridges backhanding it the length of the ice for an icing against Frontier. We've spent plenty of time in the ice to our left. We will now look to the right at the Frontier goalkeeper Kyle Kuzmarski, who currently has 19 saves on 21 shots.
Evan, he's been excellent, and like I keep saying, teams are just taking turns getting scoring chances in zone time, so it looks like Grand Island's going to get a look at one here, and they win the faceoff to start it.
Back to the point, it goes. Nearly keeping it in is the defense, Sully Corte, and Grand Island still able to do it. Kwarzak knocking it down. Corte's shot goes just high and wide as he was looking on the glove side. In front, the shot's deflected. It's dribbling at the goal line. They score! The Vikings win it! The Vikings win it! The shot from the blue line was deflected, popped up in the air, and the Falcons' season comes to a quiet end in a loud Harbor Center.
What a way to end it for the Grand Island Vikings. Like I said, winning the faceoff is key. Point shot after a great keep. Frontier just could not get out of their own end. And then the shot hits the goaltender, shoots straight up in the air. Nobody knows where it is. When the puck shoots straight up, it's nothing but trouble for the goaltender right there. Puck lands in the crease. Everybody swatting at it. It finds its way in the back of the net. And the Grand Island Vikings survive a scare, but the number 1 seed moves on.
Like you said, Sean, you had no idea who the number 1 seed was in this one. The 11th seeded Frontier Falcons Cinderella story comes to an end, however, off a point shot that found its way across the goal line, albeit barely. That is the game winner. 3-2, your final from the KeyBank rink at Lecom Harbor Center. The Grand Island Vikings will move on to play in the small school semifinals on Thursday, right here from Harbor Center. That game will be on the NFHS network. And Sean, we need now to pick our Howard Hanna player of the game. I'll leave that to you.
You're putting me in a tough spot right there. I'm going to go with Evan Smith, and here's why. Because this game should have ended 4 times before that chance happened. And Evan Smith, he makes the AdPro Sports save of the game. He made the save 4 times because you could have picked any 4 of the great saves he made. right before that opportunity to give Grand Island the win, Smith was asked to stand on his head again, and he did. It's impossible to pick one player from this game at all. But Smith made the play that allowed his team a chance to make the game-winning play. So just by default, I got to give it to Smith.
Grand Island, after beating North Tonawanda 8-0 in the pre-quarters, take out Frontier 3-2 in overtime. We thank you for joining us right here on Western New York Athletics. We invite you to stay tuned on our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter pages for the next game of tonight's doubleheader, Niagara Wheatfield and Hamburg in a 4-versus-5 matchup in the same bracket. One of these two teams may see that same Grand Island team on Thursday. So if you're a Grand Island fan, feel free to stick around and watch that one as well. We'll be back in a few with that one on another stream. For this one, we're saying so long for our entire crew from Harbor Center. I'm Jack Cruiser, and I bid you adieu.
Even the most prepared moms experience the unexpected. When you do, we're here for you.
When you're ready to buy a home, start your search at howardhanna.com. You'll be the first to see new listings, find similar properties, and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent. Get started today at howardhanna.com.